요즘 사람 시기와 질투 Too clean with the drip 난 두 배로 그러면 난 전부 about it go No respect on my name 우리 눈빛부터 달라 I don't play no games
나 주저하지 않아 no bring the loose 말이 너무 많아 우리 실력으로 증명해 전부 백관도 noise
뒤에서만 떠들어 감당 못해 절대 넌
난 I keep it slick 그 태도가 날 설명해 그저 앞만 보고 달려 피할 곳 없어 그냥 부딪혀
뒤에서 씹어대는 게 너희들 듣기 발이 떨려 그럼 언제든지 call me 준비됐다 준비됐어 지금부터 알려줄게 소지던 내 attitude We got the attitude 숨길 게 없어 그대로 봐 Our attitude 내 방식대로 쓸어 담아 전부 안 되면 그냥 갖다 박아 한 대 말고 knockdown game over 우리 따라오라면 바꿔야 할걸 attitude 난 22세기 범상치 않은 Korean Nine on the scene You'll be watching how I do it When I pull up on the street Stay flexing when you care They be getting on the knees Bowing down to make it fair like
느낌 자체가 달라 Check my free, check my grip, check my wrist day 내 태도는 ice cold 감당 못해 feeling 직진해 all day 난 I keep it slick 그 태도가 날 설명해 그저 앞만 보고 달려 피할 곳 없어 그냥 부딪혀
뒤에서 씹어대는 게 너희들 듣기 발이 떨려 그럼 언제든지 call me 준비됐다 준비됐어 지금부터 알려줄게 소지던 내 attitude We got the attitude 숨길 게 없어 그대로 봐 Our attitude 내 방식대로 쓸어 담아 전부 안 되면 그냥 갖다 박아 한 대 말고 knockdown game over 우리 따라오라면 바꿔야 할걸 attitude
손을 뻗어 reach for the right yeah yeah
Feel the rise jump to the sky 우리 빛나 더 높이 fly
목소리를 높여 sing it right tonight
준비됐다 준비됐어 지금부터 알려줄게 소지던 내 attitude We got that attitude We got that attitude 숨길 게 없어 그대로 봐 Our attitude 내 방식대로 쓸어 담아 전부 안 되면 그냥 갖다 박아 한 대 말고 knockdown game over 우리 따라오라면 바꿔야 할걸 attitude
Welcome, everyone. We're awake. We're in the world. And we're gonna have some fun. Woo! We're gonna have some fun. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Will Awake, of course. And welcome back to our Vanilla Survival Bedrock Edition realm. Thank you so much for joining me on this wonderful Thursday. Welcome back. Welcome back. Here we are, standing in front of our vampire castle and looking out over our abandoned village. Both of which not super picturesque in the middle of the day. But not too bad either. Welcome back. How's everybody doing? How are we all doing? Is everyone excited for Mounts of Mayhem? I have to confess, I'm not that excited about Mounts of Mayhem. It's just not that exciting of a game drop to me. But we're still going to do everything that there is to do with it, which is not a whole lot. But we're going to do all that stuff. We'll maybe do some other things. Who knows? We're just hanging out. This is just going to be a chill stream. So welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the stream. If you have not seen it before, check out the world map. It's available at Will Awake with the dot between the A and the K there. That is willaway.ke. Check it out. There's a world map of this whole realm. The whole realm. With all my little shorts and videos talking about each area. Check it out if you're unfamiliar with the world. You might find something you like. You might find something you enjoy. Thank you so much for joining me. Here we are, back in Minecraft, the best place on Earth. And I think we can ramp the music down a little bit now. Welcome back. Welcome back. Here we are. It's Mounts of Mayhem. If you're not aware, there was indeed a new game drop. Like yesterday or the day before. This week, we have some new things. Not a whole lot of new things, but we have some new things, and maybe we could see some of them. So let's check it out. But first, let's just get a nice view. Look at that. Look at that castle. And look at our unfinished industrial district. We spent a little time here last stream. I don't know if you joined for that, but we did spend a little bit of time here. And I've continued to spend some time here, particularly on this building. Oh, and I've picked up some resin. Yeah, so I talked a fair amount last stream about stuff I wanted to do with this building, and I've kind of done it. You can see up in that top window there, we now have a guest in our industrial district. That's right. We've got a creaking up there, and he's kind of facing away from us, which is a little bit unfortunate. I wish he were facing out so you could see those creepy eyes. I always leave the thing on the screen. All right, let's start. Let's try that again. Yeah, so this is obviously the industrial district. We've been slowly filling out and decorating over time. We have our kelp farm, we have our moss farm, we have our industrial super smelter here, and now up here in the top window, surrounded by all the pale moss, we have a creaking. And there's a creaking just standing there in the window, and that's because I've hidden a tiny little resin farm up there in that window. And we can take a look at it. It's more interesting at nighttime because it actually does nothing at the daytime. But as the sun is about to go down, we can check it out. And I've done a couple other things just to tidy this area up. One being I enclosed this whole area, which is where you put stuff in the super smelter. So now at least like it's not totally exposed. But then if you come over here, this window, you can actually kind of hop in if you want to get into the guts. And there's a lot of guts. But this is it. This is our little, I guess you can't really see it, but here's our little resin farm. I just winged this design totally. So it's probably not the best way to build a resin farm, but basically, here, let's get up here and take a closer look. Basically, let's just do this so that we can actually take a look. Yeah, so we have a creaking heart here, surrounded by a bunch of pale oak logs. And I don't think actually that these ones do anything. I think the resin really only accumulates on the ones that are right next to the creaking heart. But basically, we have that creaking heart, which is linked to our creaking, which you saw before, who's actually right there. Creaky. There's Creaky. So Creaky is just perpetually in the window there. And you can see the piston right there. And you can just faintly see that there's a little trident there. And that's because this little window slot where Creaky lives is actually a trident killer. So as the sun goes down, which it will very shortly, this little thing right here, which is attached to a daylight sensor. Yep, you can see on the roof of our factory building over here, we've got a daylight sensor. And that daylight sensor is going to turn off when the sun goes down. Hopefully my mouse doesn't keep disconnecting like that. If it does, I'm going to have to plug it in. So this will shut off in any second now. Any second now. Any second now. Any minute now. Basically, that will shut off. We'll see it happen in a second. And once it shuts off, it'll turn on this little etho hopper clock here. And the etho hopper clock is calibrated to almost exactly 5 seconds, which is how frequently you can hit. There it goes. Okay, so our clock is going now. And you can see we're getting resin. And that's because this little trident killer in the creaking cell just goes once every 5 seconds. See, there it goes again. It hits the piston goes out, it hits the trident, hits the creaking, and then we get those particle effects. And this is as fast as it can be because you can only hit the creaking and get it to spawn resin once every 5 seconds. And so our creaking, who's name tagged in there, gets hit. That causes resin to spawn on the wood, on the logs around the creaking heart here. And you can see we get resin accumulating here. And so basically, we then just have pistons come out and pop the resin off into a little collection system down there. So very simple. I don't need a ton of resin, just enough to get some, pretty much. And so we can see what it looks like from the front. It's pretty subtle, but you can see our little creaking in the window there. Just has some little particle effects around him as he gets hit once every 5 seconds. I think that's pretty cool. And we're getting resin in. And right now, all of that resin is going into the super smelter input to go into the super smelter here, and the resin clumps will get smelted into resin bricks. So if we pop this off, we can see, yeah, so we've got some kelp that's been accumulating. These are all the things that automatically go into here, basically, kelp and resin clumps. The clay balls I just put in here. But you can see some resin clumps coming in every 5 seconds. We get a few more. Not a ton, but enough. So that's pretty cool. And then those, once this hits like, we should actually see it happen pretty soon. Once this hits about 9 or 10 stacks, it starts to flow into the super smelter. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to plug my mouse in because it keeps disconnecting. All right. Hopefully that wasn't too horrible. Let's just make sure I'm centered here. Technical difficulties as per usual. All right. So any second now, hopefully you can hear me. Excellent. Hopefully you could hear me that whole time. Surely I wasn't muted that whole time, right? Surely I wasn't. Okay, good. No. All right, so any second we should see this hit the threshold. And basically the reason that it holds off and waits before smelting stuff is so that it can evenly distribute all of the items in here across all of the furnaces in the super smelter so that they all just use one piece of fuel. At least that's what it should do in theory. In practice, it doesn't, like the timings are slightly off, or it depends a little bit on server lag or something. So it's not 100% perfect, but any second now, probably we'll see these start going down, and then we can see what it looks like from the front of the super smelter. Because I've done a little bit more decoration over there as well, and I can talk about that in a second. As long as the sun doesn't come up and stop our resin production. How are we doing on time? Okay, it's still nighttime. All right, I think it should be soon, because it's about a stack, or it's about a row of full stacks that causes it to start smelting. Though this is not the most stimulating. Any second now. Yeah, so not a ton of plans for today. I want to do a little bit of the new stuff for Mounts of Mayhem. I want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that I've done off camera between streams. And other than that, we can just hang out, check out some stuff that maybe I haven't showed on stream before. But just a chill stream, just a chill Thursday evening stream. All right, so any second now, this will go. I know I keep saying that, but it really is true. Basically, the reason I have these iron nuggets in the corner is for an item filter. We've got a comparator coming out of here, measuring once it hits some specific signal strength. I forget exactly what it is. But once it hits that, it'll be like the perfect amount of items. It starts a little clock to pull out all of those items and then fill the super smelter. And we still have enough nighttime? Yeah, okay, good. Hopefully we'll see this happen any second. Oh, we got some kelp there too. That's the nice thing, like the passive kelp farm just going in the background, also getting us kelp, which is good because that ends up being the fuel of the super smelter. We basically, we smelt kelp into dried kelp and then craft that into dried kelp blocks and then use that as the input. Let's see over here. I can't reach it with the banner, but basically here's where the fuel goes in. All right, it's got to be, it truly now, it has to be any second. Come on. The sun better not come up. Or I'm going to have to go grab something to smelt in here to get it to happen. I thought we were a little bit closer than we actually are. Oh no, oh, is the sun coming up? We're still getting resin. We get it for, I think, as long as we can, pretty much. It all is dependent on that daylight sensor. So it might not be exactly tied perfectly to the range that the creaking can get hit. I think it's stopped, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not hearing the resin come in anymore. Well, that's fine. We can just, yeah, it looks like the sun's coming up. We can just fudge it a little bit. I have these giant pallets here of clay. And I can grab my little clay spade and get all these clay balls. And the reason that I have clay cooking out here is because you can smelt clay balls into bricks. And then bricks, of course, you can craft into brick blocks. And the factory area, as you can tell, is made from a lot of bricks. So this is the reason I had to build the super smelter and all of this mud to clay production line, is because I need a ton of bricks. And this is probably, I don't know if it's like it's not the most efficient, probably, but it is kind of fun. So let's go replenish this as well. Yeah, so I got like, 4.5 stacks of clay balls just from these 2 little pallets, which is kind of nice. And then we kind of hackily have to break a few of these mud blocks here. But then once we do that, we can grab some dirt. And I've done this a million times on stream already, so I apologize if this is something you've seen before, but it is something, it's a process. It's one of my chores that I have to do a lot. So, oh, that's not where it goes. We want the dirt to go in there. So we put dirt in here. We have a little system that is wetting the dirt, turning it into mud with water bottles. And once this thing is like empty and out of water bottles, the minecart up above, which you can just kind of see in the corner there, will go off. There it goes. Right? There goes the minecart off to get more water bottles from the top of the water tower. And I think that's a really cool detail. It's totally unnecessary, but it is pretty cool. And then the empty water bottles. Oh, it looks like the empty water bottles are also going up as we speak. Or this is broken. No, it's not. Okay, cool. Yeah, so all the empty water bottles go up the water tower to the very top. And then up there, they're getting filled into full water bottles, and then the minecart comes back down with the full water bottles and refills this little machine here. So it's totally pointless. There's no reason to not have these systems be right next to each other, but it is fun, I think, to have a little bit of like animation and like a reason for a minecart to have to go up to the top of the water tower to get more water. Not that that's really how water towers work. You don't really have to go to the top of them to get the water out, but this is all just fun and pretend, right? So we're filling in all of this again, and this is pushing, like there's a piston feed tape line here that is going to push all of this mud back out fully onto those pallets. And so I can pop the extra mud in here. Don't really need that. Pop the extra dirt in there. We'll wait for our minecart to come back with the water bottles, just because sometimes when I leave the area, it gets a little stuck if it's like in the middle of moving. But hopefully it won't go back. It doesn't need to go back for more. It might. Looks like it's good. All right, so yeah, so you can see this mud gets pushed all along this piston feed tape here, and then these pallets are again full of mud, and we have campfires under them, drying them into clay. But that's not actually what's happening. What's actually happening is the way you dry out mud into clay is by having pointed dripstone underneath it. And the pointed dripstone can basically be placed on the underside of anything. And there can be like a block between. So, right, you can use the campfires just for a little bit of effect, which I think is really cool. So we got all those clay balls, which means I can pop these into the super smelter input to craft them into bricks, or to smelt them into bricks, rather. So we can come back up here. And like normally, I would just pop stuff right in here. So I can put these clay balls in. And then now we should see it'll start to go pretty soon. Yeah, so it's going. So we can pop out here and take a look at what it looks like. And there's a couple new details here. So there's stuff feeding into the system. There you go. All the furnaces just lit up. As I think I showed last stream, there's actually a lot more furnaces, right? They go all the way around this way. But I tried to kind of finish decorating this building. And so I brought the pale moss that I had done a little bit in the corner of this building up here onto the side of this building as well, which I think does a pretty good job of surrounding the creaking that's up there. Right, it makes sense that the creaking like lives in a spot that is surrounded by pale moss, I think. And then down here, it's not happening anymore, but oh yeah, it is. Yeah, so you can see these are the new shelves. And this was not totally intentional, but these new shelves, I put them here just to cover the hoppers because I thought it kind of looked nice. But because we're actually powering these blocks up here, they kind of randomly change every time a new item, see? Every time a new item drops into the furnaces, we get like this little animation showing us that there's still stuff filtering into the furnaces here, which I actually like. Like, I didn't necessarily intend it. And it seems like usually they end up in this configuration with like this one being just that size. But like sometimes they change it up a little bit. I'm not sure why. It seems like a little random. But I think it's nice because now not only do you get the lit furnaces when there's stuff actually cooking in here, you also get this little pulsing animation when there's still stuff flowing into the furnaces. So that lets you kind of see from a distance like, oh, we're not just cooking stuff that's already in there. We actually have stuff still flowing in, which as an accidental animation, I don't hate. And I did a couple more things here. This pipe is the pipe that carries the dried kelp up, and we can see it looks like something's happening right now. Yeah, so there's some dried kelp going up there. You can see it flows into this barrel, but then there's an item filter under the barrel that immediately pulls it out of there and pumps it up this pipe here. And then that pipe goes into a crafter, which crafts them into dried kelp blocks, which then go back into the system as fuel. So I wanted this pipe to be more visible. So I kind of broke out the area around it and made it look like a little ruined, because when in doubt, just ruin the building a little bit. Not that I want this area to be like totally old and ruined. I want it to feel like a little bit contemporary. Not like contemporary to contemporary design aesthetic, but like I want it to feel like this is an active factory a little bit, even though it's a bit overgrown and there's some damage and stuff. But I think this highlights the pipe pretty nicely. And, you know, we still have room for some windows and like these windows up here, including the one with the creaking in it. I think it works. And of course, to get the stuff out of the super smelter, you just come here. And this is what I was talking about, where the timing isn't perfect somehow. I think I don't know if I like messed up my hopper clock at some point along the way, but basically it's supposed to have it's not supposed to have used an extra block of fuel. So I'm not entirely sure why that happened. And then there's this other thing where the furnaces at the very end seem to somehow be getting more fuel than the rest of them. And I don't really understand why, but that's a very unimportant and unexciting problem. So I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. But yeah, so I think this wall is like pretty much come together. I probably want to do like a little bit more texturing or ruining on this side. Right, like over here you can see I have all of the stairs and, you know, just adding some depth and texture and like all the granite, a little bit of terracotta and stuff to break up the bricks. You know, granite going up there a little bit. The downspouts, which I am still very excited about. And I don't have as much of that here. I have a little bit of the granite, a little bit of the texturing here, but I don't really have any of it up there. So I think that area maybe could use a bit more texturing, but it's also like, you know, the stuff that needs to be detailed the most is the stuff that you're right on the same level as and looking at all the time. So there's a little bit more to do, but not a ton. I also went through and all of these copper pipes, I just kind of aged little sections of them and waxed those sections just to make it look a little bit rusted. Obviously, like in reality, copper gets more blue as it rusts or oxidizes, but kind of the way that I envision this is that like the turquoise or whatever, the teal is almost the unrusted version. And then like this looks like it has a little bit of rust on it to me. I don't know. That's just the way my mind sees it a little bit. So, you know, I did like this part's super rusty or something. Because I think, you know, I'm more used to in the real world seeing like stuff that rusts and turns a little bit brown or reddish brown. So I think this looks pretty cool. The next thing to do is the facade for the iron farm. And I could use some suggestions on what to do here. I generally want to stick with the same kind of brick building aesthetic, but I want there to be something that tells you that it's an iron farm. So like a little bit of like, I don't know, like iron sheeting, like sheets or something, right? Like those like corrugated iron, like shipping container material or something, like maybe some patchwork, like areas that got that, you know, the bricks broke. And so they just put a slab of iron. Clearly, I don't actually know what I'm talking about, but something like that. Because I like the idea of all of these buildings generally sharing a common aesthetic, but also having little details that indicate what they actually are. And the other thing that I was thinking, like for this, for instance, I put that little light up there really just for fun. And as it's becoming dark, you can see it pretty well. So something I'm thinking about is trying to do other little lights in some of these windows. And we should actually start to see the resin farm going again. The creaking should start getting hit by that trident killer and collecting resin. There it is. There it goes. Yep. Cool. You can see the little particle effects. So we're getting resin now too, which is pretty fun. And yeah, basically from that, you know, we accumulated all of these bricks. There should be some resin bricks too, though, right? It's possible there's something going a little bit wrong with this right now, because that shouldn't just be bricks, because we put a bunch of resin in there, which I would have expected to cook into resin. Oh, it looks like interesting. So I guess the clay that we put in ended up being prioritized, and that's kind of the way it's designed, where if you pop stuff in here, it'll do that stuff before any of the passive stuff that's just coming in there. So I guess that's actually by design. But yeah, not too bad. I want to do this one. I want to do this one. This is kind of the same challenge as that one, but with gold. And I have no clue what to do for like gold to incorporate it into the factory facade. No clue. So again, if you have ideas, please let me know. Over here, we've got the little pumpkin farm. This thing probably has a ton of pumpkins. Okay, yeah. This thing has more pumpkins than I'm ever going to need by a lot. I assume all of these hoppers are full of pumpkins. Yeah, not entirely, but pretty close. I should probably just turn this off. Like make a little on-off switch for it. Which might be as simple as just powering those pistons. So let me do that, because I have plenty of pumpkins now. I'm literally never going to need this many pumpkins. Unless I want to use pumpkins for lighting, but I have plenty of other lighting sources too. So let's just make a real quick little... Yeah, I don't know exactly how to do this, so we're just going to wing it. But let me just grab some, like, stone, maybe a little bit of glass. That's why I have all my shulker boxes. So I'm just going to make a little on-off switch for this. And I think the best way to do it is probably just power all of that. Ah, you guys can't get me in here. I'm safe in my industrial area. All right, so if we do something like... Let's see. Maybe we'll put the switch on this side and we'll have it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 13, 14. It really doesn't matter. So I can actually, I'll just have it be right here. And we'll just do a little torch line or something. I'll actually just do that. Now it's still on, but if we do torches going down, and by torches I mean blocks going down, we can make something that works here. So I'll just put a switch at the bottom that will turn this whole thing off, and that will be perfect. And I just want to make sure that they're lined up so that when this one's powered, so too is this one. So right now they're off, which is correct. So how do I want to do this? I guess I'll just do this. We'll do a repeater. Nope, that's a block. We'll do a repeater here. And then we'll do, and so that's powered. And so then we'll do a repeater here. And the idea is that they should both be powered. Yep, and so that means the farm is off. Wonderful. So I'll just do this and this. And then if I put another torch there, I'll actually grab a redstone lamp so it's obvious. Where are my redstone lamps? I guess redstone lamps I keep in my light sources box. I'm still getting used to this new shulker box system, but I do love it. So, okay, so now, right now the farm is active. And basically when the farm is off, I want there to be like a light indicator. And so we'll just do something like this. Nope, lever. All right, so that means it's off. And all the pistons are extended. No pumpkins should even be able to grow now, which is exactly what we want. Perfect. So light in this case means off, which is kind of backwards from other things. So I guess I should, I guess I'll change that. Which should be easy enough. We can just put a redstone lamp there. And so now the redstone lamp is on when the farm is on. And then if we turn it off, the redstone lamp is off. Great. Excellent. Perfectly done. And we could tidy up, put our stuff away, pop it all back in our ender chest, and we're ready to move on to the next thing. Wonderful. All right, so let's stop doing chores and get into the Mounts of Mayhem stuff, because that's the title of the video. Oh no, my clay spade. Got to put it back in my clay barrel. Okay, so it's an update. It's a new update. Mounts of Mayhem. We have spears now. Spears and more types of horses, I guess. And I'm pretty sure that's it. But I think there's also a new achievement, which means there's a new achievement, which means it's once again time for the most beloved segment of these streams, which have been, it's been too long since the last one. That's right, everyone, get excited, get hyped. It's time for Let's Achieve Something. Let's achieve something. I don't think any of my, none of my emotes work anymore. Great. Well, just imagine I did a giddy dance. So we have a new achievement available to us. We are still working on the smithing templates one. We do still need a couple smithing templates from the ancient cities. So I don't know, maybe we'll get back to ancient cities later today, but we'll see. But the new one, look at this. Mob Kebab. Hit 5 mobs in the same charge attack using the spear. And, ooh, I get gauntlets if I do it. Well, that's exciting. So, We want to hit 5 mobs in the same charge attack using the spear. That feels achievable. I'm not sure exactly how we'll do it, but the first thing we clearly need is a spear. So let's go get a spear. Oh my gosh. And we're going to walk right past something that I'm ashamed of. So let's do that too. Yeah, so this this was my very bad attempt at making a dead tree right here. It doesn't look good at all. It really doesn't look good at all. So I'm going to tear that down probably later, probably very soon. But the reason that I built this at all is because I was really realizing, you may remember if you were here for the stream where we made all these little guys, this represents a sight line that I want to be good of the industrial area. And so we have a few of them. There's like one over here on top of the ship, which we can look at, right? We want this angle to look really cool. We want like this angle to look cool, right? And, you know, there's obviously a lot of work to be done, but we are getting there. Like, I think this part looks pretty cool. And so there's a few other angles. There's these ones over here when you're coming from spawn and like past the world gate and stuff, right? The world gate, our giant nether portal. Here's another one of these sight lines where I want this side to look cool, which it does not right now at all. And I still have this ambition of turning this into like a waste treatment area that's like dumping pollution into this cove. I do think that will look cool and is definitely something I'm going to do. Here's another one of those views. And like we might actually shave down this hill a little bit so you can see it better. And I think the last one is right here. Right, I want this to be a cool angle too. But the more I've been thinking about it, the more oh, there is actually one more. Yeah, this is the last one. When you're coming all the way along this path, you first kind of see the industrial area from this angle. So again, like I want all of these to look cool, but none of them are more important than this one because this is the main base, or at least like the main I mean, now the end base is kind of the main base, but this is still a very, very important place. And 99% of the time, probably when I'm going to the industrial district, I'm coming from in here, from this storage system under the castle, and coming out this way, and basically going to get this view. And so, of more than any of the other ones, I want this view to be picturesque. And something that I've been seeing a lot of the hermits do recently, like Mumbo and B-dubs, is like really trying to just make a painting that has good composition and like looks cool from specific viewpoints. And this is very far from that right now, especially with this horrible tree, which frankly, let's just take it down right now because it looks terrible. Right, like maybe there's something here. Like I like the coral. I think the pale oak into the coral actually kind of looks cool, but there's just nothing good to make dead branches. Like andesite looks pretty bad. The pale oak is like too white. Cobblestone, I don't know. It just looks terrible. Are you playing the newest version of Minecraft? Yes, and very soon, right after I tear down this horrible, ugly tree, we're probably going to go do some of the new Mounts of Mayhem stuff. But first I need to get rid of this horrible tree because it looks terrible. I was just experimenting with this just in survival, literally just trying stuff out. I think I never make custom trees really, outside of like some of the ones in the village, which are very basic, just modifications of normal dark oak trees. So I was trying to push myself outside my comfort zone a little bit, and it was a total failure. But it was still fun to try, and I think I'll just have to tinker around in creative and see if there's anything that looks a little bit better as a dead tree. But I know it's something that even the best builders struggle with is dead trees. There's just not like, there's not that many resources that work well for that in the game. But I also don't think that having a tree blocking this view is necessarily the right move anyway, because that's kind of where I was going with this. Is I want like this view is going to be the main view that I see of the industrial area more than anything else. So I really want this to look great. Like right when you pop out of here, I want this to be framed really nicely. So I actually took down some trees that were blocking the view a little bit. And I actually built this tree. This is a quote unquote custom tree, but I tried as hard as I could to make it look like it could just be a vanilla tree, because I'm not going to do all custom trees, right? It's just not going to happen. I'm going to use a lot of the vanilla trees, and I like that. But I made this one, which I think looks okay. You know, maybe it's a little unrealistic for a spruce tree to have that long of a trunk before it starts to have the leaves or the needles or whatever. But I wanted to kind of have something that's framing in the industrial area on this side. And I think that works okay. I put that little tree back there too, just to make it blend a little bit more. I think we need like maybe more trees. But I think this view is pretty good. And I think I may like try to shave down this grass a little bit too, so that you can see the fence. Cause the chain link fence or whatever that surrounds the industrial area is also kind of a cool looking detail, I think. But yeah, you know, we've got the crane here. We've got like a hot air balloon in progress being built right there. I think having an actual hot air balloon here that's floating right there probably makes sense. Maybe even another one in the distance back there or something, or like up here. And like, do I try to do birds? Everybody's doing birds these days. Like Mumbo's flock of animated geese in Hermitcraft Season 11 is just astonishing. So maybe I try to do something like that. I don't know. But I want this to be like more than anywhere else I've done this. I want this to be a beautiful painting. And it's exciting because it's inspiring me to like figure out how to do the rest of the industrial area in a way that looks nice. I think the shapes are good. We could even have more, like we could have some smokestacks and stuff sticking out, maybe. Right, like smokestack here, smokestack there, smokestack there, something like that. Just to add even more visual interest. And maybe it's just plumes of smoke. Like maybe instead of birds, that's what we do. It's just, we have plume of smoke going this way. That could be cool. But this is the way that I'm going to see the industrial area like 90% of the time. So I want this to look really cool. And it's going to convince me to actually make like the hot air balloons over here, which I wanted to do for a while. We do have a happy guest here who is our kind of hot air balloon that we can ride around. But the idea for this little platform was always that it could be kind of an airship hangar where we have like some, you know, a balloon in progress here. There's obviously the giant war balloon up there, very much inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender and like the Fire Nation airships. But, you know, the idea is maybe that was constructed over here and launched from here or something. And it kind of naturally works that maybe we could have an airship going out and defending against the pirates and stuff too. Speaking of the pirates. Oh, it's raining. That's so annoying. Is it almost nighttime? It is almost nighttime. Well, while it's raining, we'll talk about the ship. Because yes, several commenters pointed out that the ship is floating on the surface of the water and not actually floating in the water with any buoyancy like it would in real life. And it's a problem. It's a problem. I think there are a couple possible solutions to this problem. One option, I move the entire ship down a few blocks, which I would love to not do because that sounds horrible. I think the other solution, which is probably just as good, is we just make the ship a little bit thicker, you know, just a little thicker on the bottom, have it Just bring the hull down a bit, have it protruding into the water a little bit. You know, will it change the shape of the ship a little bit? Yeah. But like, I don't think we need to go that many blocks down. You know, clearly the cannons need to be above the surface of the water anyway. So we only really had like maybe 3 blocks to work with. If I wanted to submerge this, maybe 4. So I think maybe just adding a little bit of extra heft to this would be all right. But let me know what you think. It's it's not outside the realm of possibility that I could move the whole thing down, but I really don't want to do that because it sounds like a nightmare. But it's true. I mean, it shouldn't just be floating on the water. One thing that is nice about this, I didn't take off before I jumped in the water. One thing that's nice about this ship right now is that this area underneath it actually pretty much becomes a glow squid farm. At least it has. Yeah, see, look. Like, this is where I get all my glowing from. Is just swimming around underneath the ship because they're constantly spawning down here. And it's very convenient. But I do wonder, like, maybe if I built, you know, if I brought the hull down a little bit, we could have like a little part of the, I'm going to use horribly incorrect ship terminology here, but, you know, underneath the deepest part of the hold or whatever, we could have even another section that has like some water in it. And I'm pretty sure there's a name for that thing. I forget the name of it. But if you ever played the game, the Return of the Obra Dinn, which is a ship-based game that I am a huge fan of, there's kind of a plot point about how there's like an underwater submerged section of like storage at the bottom of the ship. So maybe we could do something like that, and maybe that would be my glow squid farm down there. But anyway, I'm getting too distracted. We'll come back to all that stuff. Let's sleep through the horrible rain, and then let's actually try to get all the new stuff and try to get the new achievement, which I'm kind of hoping we can just get naturally. But if not, you know, we can engineer the situation a little bit. Basically, we need to charge with a spear into 5 mobs at once, which would be easy enough in like a farm or something. But I feel like it'd be kind of fun to do it naturally too. So let's make a spear. And I'm pretty sure that diamond, I don't have any diamonds. I do, just not in there. And not in there either. Here are my diamonds. Pay no attention to the fact that I don't have a full stack of diamond blocks, but I think we only need 1 diamond to make a diamond spear. And I kind of just want to upgrade it right away to netherite, and I do. I have a netherite ingot, which is awesome. Though I guess we'll also need a smithing template, right? So I have my smithing templates in here. Here's my netherite upgrade one. So, right, I guess I'll need more diamonds. These things are so expensive. What do I need? A piece of netherrack and a bunch of diamonds. I've got netherrack over here. So we're making a spear. Oh, look at that. Diamond spear. Okay, I need a couple sticks. I thought I had sticks. I thought I had sticks somewhere. There we go. All right, my first ever spear crafted. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Cool. So how does this work? Basically, yeah, so you just attack with it, but then you can also hold it, right? So like, all right, or maybe that's only when you're on a horse. Oh no, okay, it's right click. So I'm holding it forward. This is like for joust mode. And then it's like, now I'm getting a little tired or something. And then it drops. And now it like does no damage or something. Man, this is like weird. It's very elaborate for a Minecraft weapon. But let's upgrade this to netherrack. Let's go all the way here. Netherite, I mean. All right. Let's upgrade this thing to netherite. And there it is. My perfect spear. And I definitely want to do some like jousting with this. But I guess I should also... The lunge enchantment changes everything. All right, let's try and grab that too. So I think I'm going to try to get that. So I think you can get it from villagers. You can probably get it from fishing and stuff. But I kind of want to just try doing it on an enchanting table, because when do I ever use an enchanting table these days? So I'm going to try that. And I also realized I did not make a copy. Oh man, it's good that I have backups of these. Okay, I need to make a copy of this. I'll make a couple of them, just so that I don't ever forget. That could have been bad. Alright, let's try to enchant this in an enchanting table, because I never do anything on an enchanting table these days, and I feel like that'd be kind of fun. And maybe I'll get super lucky. I guess I'll bring some, like... I'll bring a bunch of books so that I can toss out some enchantments to try and get it. I don't know. I don't really know how this works. I guess I need 30 levels. So we'll pop over to the Guardian Farm real quick and just get up to 30, which shouldn't take too long. And then I can get from villagers, I can do unbreaking and mending, I assume it takes. What else does it take? Fire aspect? Or like... knockback? I actually don't know what enchantments you can put on it. I'm curious to see what we get from the enchanting table. So we're just heading along the nether fast travel pass here to the Guardian Farm so that I can get up to 30 levels. I died recently and I forget why or how. Yeah, so lunge... What is lunge? Lunge is the one that makes it so that it like does more damage if you're going faster, or maybe that's always true and lunge is the one that like launches you forward. Definitely want to try that. All right. Let the world actually load in here. 10 enchantments on it? Okay. Yeah, I'll have to see what you can put on it. I imagine it probably takes like sharpness and stuff. I guess while I'm here, I'll just cure up my stuff. The nice thing about this Guardian Farm is it's very fast. And while this is happening, I'll look up what enchantments we can get on this thing. Let's see. Oh man, okay. So it can do the Sharpness Smite Bane of Arthropods thing. So I guess we'll try to put Sharpness on here. We'll put the looting. Okay, we'll put looting on here. That's nice. And knockback and fire aspect. Fire aspect lights candles, campfires, and TNT. That's crazy. And then lunge. Yeah, okay. Launches the player horizontally when using a jab attack. Unbreaking and mending, of course. Okay, sweet. So we'll put all that stuff on here. Cool. Yeah, it sounds like it is. It seems like it is lunge. I definitely want lunge. All right, we're already at 20 levels. I want to BRB for 1 second. And when we come back, I should have 30 levels. All right, we're almost here. I guess I should probably get like a few more levels than 30, just so that if I have to cycle my enchants a little bit. I never use enchanting tables. I kind of like forget how they work. I know you have to use 3 lapis to get the top level enchants, but is it also 3 levels or is it just 1 level? I actually can't remember because I never use an enchanting table. Basically, since like the first month of this world, I had villagers to get all the books, so I never really had to deal with it. I'll get up to, just in case. I mean, yeah, 33 is probably fine, right? Because if it's 3 levels, then I'll still be at 30. All right, whatever. 34 can't hurt. All right, we'll wait for this to finish. We'll fly back to the castle. We'll head over to the enchanting table, which I think is I'm quite proud of my little hidden enchanting table decoration. So if you haven't seen that, we can check that out. All right, almost done. 3 in Java, okay. Okay, well this is perfect because now I have 36, so hopefully I can get like 3 tries just in case I need them. All right, we'll head back over here. And this portal now will link up to the main part of the Nether instead of the Nether tunnels, which is fun. We get to just fly back. Here we are in our completely undecorated, I guess. Yeah, slightly. I think an Enderman moved my corner, which I'm not too happy about. Excuse me. Here, let's put this up here. There. Beautiful. My beautiful, lovely decorated portal. Thankfully, the ones that actually lead back to the castle are slightly more decorated than that. We've got kind of the deep slate, or no, I guess this is Blackstone. Yeah, we've got the Blackstone bricks and stuff, which kind of mirror the design of the overworld castle. And then when we pop through, we end up right here in an area that looks pretty equivalent. So I think that's a cool little detail. But we'll let the castle load in for a second. This is the laggiest part of the entire world by far. But we'll head over to the castle, and basically we can fly around this way past the abandoned village and to the front door of our main part of the castle. This is the Great Hall. I did decide, so last stream, I realized that all of my candlesticks, aka lightning rods, started to oxidize. And so I decided that the one stage of oxidation I think looks best to me. But if you disagree, do let me know. I complained about this last time plenty, so I won't go into it too much more. But we used to be able to put levers on the corners of these lightning rods to make these nice 90-degree angles. Last time, they all broke because of the update, which was a bummer. But we did this little thing with an invisible armor stand wearing copper boots in a pose with one leg up, which I think is actually okay. I don't hate it. It looks a little silly, but it's certainly better than nothing. And we really have to get creative unless they decide to give us back those levers on lightning rods. But I think it looks actually kind of cool. So we'll head from here down to our library that's underneath our Great Hall. I'll take the stairs, because why not? Take the scenic route. Oh, yeah, this looks horrible. So this is the other area where all of my lightning rods look terrible. I think what I'll do is I'll just wax these for now, as they are, or at least not as they are, but I don't know what to do about the angles, because I used to have levers on here, but you can't place the levers there anymore. And so I need to figure something out here. but I'm not sure what's up. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining. So I'm not really sure what to do about this area, but I guess for now, at least, I'll just like pick some oxidation levels that look decent and just wax these. And like, surely going to be at least this layer, I think. But man, I just don't know. I mean, I could put like a stair, and maybe just putting a stair is the thing to do for the moment. The thing about like all this stuff is whenever you see something, like I know this about myself, that if I see something that's broken or like messed up in the world, I need to just fix it right away. Otherwise, I'm going to walk past it a million times and never fix it. So yeah, let's try. I'll do mob head in the gaps. That's interesting. I mean, unfortunately, like this is vanilla, so I don't have a ton of different options for mob heads. Like, yeah, I don't know if there's a mob head that would look right. Like maybe, yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what could be placed against that would look good. I think for right now, I'm just gonna do the stairs, even though they're gonna be really big and bulky, right? Like it's gonna look like that, which is not ideal, but it's better than nothing, and it's better than having pipes just like sticking out and not being connected at the moment, I think. But man, I would really love for them to give us back the ability to put levers on them, because like that is just not as fun. It's not as good. It really is not. So we'll do this. What do we think? Let's do that. Doesn't really matter. Let's do that as well. Sure, why not? And then we'll do, I guess I could have, I guess I want some that are this level of oxidation too. Probably. Or one of the petrified copper golems would look awesome. That's a really good idea. That's actually a really good idea. Right, like there might be a copper golem pose that would be right for that. That's really interesting. I definitely want to play around with that. Little golem just like holding together the pipes. I don't know, something like that. That's a great idea. Thank you. All right, let's just do one of these there and like maybe something like that, just to give it a little bit of texture. I don't know. I'll probably come back and rethink a lot of these decisions. Unfortunately, this area looked like I was so happy with the way this area looked, and then it all changed. But that's Minecraft, I suppose. So we'll do that there, and then we'll put another one of these on. I think just for contrast with that cog, we'll do the bright one here, and we'll do that there as well. I'm really just winging this and just waxing these. I haven't used them yet myself, but I've seen some cool things with them. And head out, but I subbed. Oh, thanks so much. Appreciate that, and appreciate that you joined. Yeah, I saw on in Hermitcraft Season 11, Corrales is doing like ancient Roman vibe, and he used the copper golems as like the tops of pillars, and they look really cool. So yeah, using them for building is something that I hadn't really considered much, and I definitely will need to. What did I just do? Oh, I meant to, man, I meant to wax it, and instead I didn't. I scraped off the oxidation. All right, I want this to be one of these here. I'll wax that like that. I'm gonna flip these. I'm putting too much thought into this. But I'm a perfectionist. So let's see. We'll do one like that. One like that. Sure. Make sure it's all waxed. Oh, yeah, you saw that too. Nice. Yeah, Corrales is a genius. All right. Those are all waxed. Is this stuff all waxed? I think so. I wish that you could crouch on scaffolding without going down, but I don't know the best. Like, I don't know how to really solve that. All right, let's make these also nice and let's do that. Sure. Actually, I think I want this one to be like that. And then here, what do we think? Maybe it's not bad. We'll do that for now. You can always come back and change any of these decisions later, obviously. All right, so we fixed this area up, at least for now. It's better than nothing. I'm still not, I'm not like happy about it. I wish that we could have our little lever 90-degree angles, but it is what it is. You know, you got to just roll with the punches and adapt. Somebody in one of my comments recently was like, using a lay for scaffolding. I'm like, oh man, that is such a good idea. I kind of want to just have an allay following me around for scaffolding all the time, because I'm always running around to pick up scaffolding and it's so annoying. But yeah, so this is like the steampunk laboratory area. I'm not sure how I feel. I maybe just want to fully shave the oxidation off those, but I'll come back and think about this a bit more. You know, these stairs, they're okay. They're better than nothing. Maybe I can do something with the copper golems. That could be fun. But we'll come back to it. All right. Anyway, we were on a mission, so let's get back. Let's get back to the mission. And I need my shulker boxes that are up here. Cool. So yeah, we're on a mission to enchant this thing, to get every enchant on here that we want. So let's do that. And it feels a little bright in here. I think there's this lighting bug sometimes. For some reason, there's like this lighting bug. Yeah, right? Like now, okay, this is right now. And honestly, it makes this whole room look a little bit better. It was, for some reason, this whole area was like fully bright. It was like getting too much light. I don't know why. I don't know why. But anyway, here, I think this looks pretty good. We can jump down like, yeah, not too bad. I mean, it's better. It's better than having broken pipes or cogs or whatever they're called, pistons. I don't know. But anyway, here we are in the library. And the reason that we're in the library is because I'm going to enchant my spear. And so to get to the enchanting table, where is it? Oh, there's all these books. Surely there must be an enchanting table around here somewhere. Well, the way that you get to the enchanting table is by doing just a little bit of parkour. And you may have seen that I stepped on a little pressure plate there, and here's another one, and that's because you have to step on both those pressure plates in a short enough amount of time and keep going. It's not very hard parkour, but it opens up this secret little wall here, and then you drop down, and then, look at this. There's the enchanting table. It's just a fun little hidden area, and I think it's fun. So this barrel hopefully has some lapis in it. Excellent. All right, let's see what we got. So I never do this. Okay, so sharpness 4. I don't care about sharpness. I definitely don't want smite. I don't care about sharpness because I have a sharpness 5 villager. I'll just put it on from a book. The question is, do I try for sharpness 4 and hope that I get breach? Not breach. What's it called? Lunge? Breach is the... Yeah, lunge. Breach is the mace one, right? I think maybe I don't try that. Maybe I just do a book. And I also don't really know, like, can I do a level 1 book and will that reset the level 3s? Bane of Arthropods, I definitely don't want that. Sharpness 3, man, I don't know. Like, do we think that I'll get lunge? How do I get lunge? It says you can do it from an enchantment table. I mean, maybe I just get super lucky, or maybe I have to breed villagers and get a villager just for this purpose. I've got 34. I think here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep cycling trades with these books until I'm at like 31 levels. Because then I got to start taking, I think I got to start taking what I get here. Enchanting tables are rough. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I never... Enchanting tables are like, I think that they look really cool. Like, the aesthetics of this is really fun, but like, man, yeah, enchanting tables are so annoying. I never really use them. Okay, so I'm at 33. I'll cycle a couple times. I'm just like hoping that I'll actually see lunge there. Sharpness 4. All right, I'm gonna try one more cycle. Oh, I got a density. That's fun. I didn't realize you could get density from enchanting tables. Maybe it's the other one that you can only get in trial chambers. But anyway, smite. Oh, I definitely don't want smite. Okay, so that's unacceptable. So I need to do one more book. Hopefully this is not terrible. Please don't give me a horrible one. Okay, sharpness 3. All right, I'm gonna just do sharpness 3 and just like hope I get lunge. And is lunge just a level 1 thing, or is it go up to 3? Man, it goes up to 3. There's no way I'm gonna get lunge 3 on this. All right, place your bets. Do we think I'm gonna get lunge 3? Or do we think I'm gonna get lunge 1 or lunge 2 or no lunge at all? I did it. What do we think? What do we think? Any lunging? Okay. So annoying. Well, there go all my levels. I kind of want to, like, I really don't want to have to breed a villager just for lunge. Villagers are so annoying. I haven't had to deal with villagers in a long time, and I'm not, like, eager to change that anytime soon. But I just wasted so many. I mean, maybe... Okay. Let me try taking all the enchantments off of these books. Where am I even going? Oh my gosh, one more level. I don't even know my way around my own castle. You're very right about that. Okay, so what are these? Bunch of nothing. The density one I'm interested in. I don't know if that's any good. This is all trash. Do I have a grindstone? Do I have a grindstone in my bundle? Ooh, yes. Look at me thinking ahead. All right. Let's fix all this stupid stuff. Didn't even come close to getting me back to 30. Sharpness 3 is rough. All right. We're taking it off. We're taking it off. I'm gonna go get some more levels. I'm gonna try this a few more times because I really don't want to have to deal with villagers. If it comes to that, so be it. I suppose I could fish also. But that also sounds horrible. I don't want to have to fish for a specific book. That's what sounds like a nightmare. I'm just gonna burn out like green. All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get a few more levels again. I'm gonna try this like just one more, few more times. But I'm not coming back to this Guardian Farm a third time. If my luck is not good this time, we'll just move on. But thankfully, it's pretty quick to get back here. Sharpness 3. I have a Sharpness 5 book. You know, a Sharpness 5 villager. So that'll be fine. I'll get Unbreaking and Mending and Fire Aspect and Looting and all that. I'll spend 1,000,000 emeralds on it because none of my stupid villagers are cured, but... In Bedrock, it used to be awesome because you used to be able to just cure a single villager in the vicinity of all your other villagers. And you could do it repeatedly. And it would reduce the prices of all of the villagers in your quote-unquote village. But they fixed that, I guess. I didn't realize it was a bug. I thought it was the way it was supposed to be. But they changed it. And so now I don't really have a systematized way of zombifying and then curing my villagers. It wouldn't be that difficult to set up, but right now I'm paying an arm and a leg in emeralds. Guess I'll get some out while we're waiting. I think I have a bunch. I'm not too worried. Okay. We'll go back to, I don't know, 36 or something. And hopefully we'll have better luck this time. I think maybe I'll just try, instead of cycling with the books, maybe I'll just, if I see sharpness, I'll just try those and hope I get lunge as well. And so just do a couple level 30 ones. So I'll get up to 36, so I have like 3 tries. But I guess if I see something that's not, you know, if I see Bane of Arthropods or Smite or something, I'll probably cycle. I've heard that the like Allay silverfish thing can make an even more efficient XP farm. So I might try to do something like that because it would be nice to be able to have a bit more XP. For a while, I had like a bunch of XP bottles in like a little dispenser thing, but that was really only worth it when I could get them super cheap from villagers. And now, since they changed that curing thing, it's just really not worth it. All right, 34. I think if I turn the machine off now... Machine. if I turn off the machine, if I turn the farm off, I'll probably get up to 36. All right, cool. Maybe 37? No, I don't think so. All right. Sleep through the night. And... Oh, I'm still getting... Oh, I might get to... Oh, so close. I'm also running like dangerously low on rockets because my stupid creeper farm is broken, which is one of those things that I have tried to fix multiple times and it hasn't worked. But again, like they changed spider spawning mechanics and now spiders can spawn on top of buttons or trapdoors and stuff that they didn't used to be able to. And not on top of them, I guess, but like overlapping them, which is, yeah, it's just annoying. But that's, you know, that's Bedrock. That's Minecraft for you, I suppose. Especially Bedrock, they're always just changing stuff and, you know, there's, oh, you're not allowed here. Did I redirect that? Man, pro gamer. Okay. We're trying the enchanting table again. I'm going to have to do my very difficult parkour course again. I'm kind of expecting that the lighting glitch might happen again. I don't know, we'll see what the library looks like. You could see an entire jungle vanish, and that's because this world is a mix of pre Caves and Cliffs generation and post Caves and Cliffs generation, obviously. And so the jungle, the jungle that just sprouts up right in the distance there is what this seed now would be if you started it fresh. But all of this, like the dark oak and the, or I guess that's spruce, the spruce and the dark oak here, this is all pre Caves and Cliffs generation. And thankfully the edges are fairly smooth, because it'd be pretty annoying if they weren't. Because this is my forever world, which is a term that started getting popular way after I started this world. Which is kind of funny. Now everyone's making forever worlds, and I'm like, you mean a world? You mean your Minecraft world? But I guess a lot of people don't play that way. A lot of people just start new worlds all the time. That's not me. This is my world. This is my one world. You know, I'm not opposed to... I failed the parkour there, as you can see. I'm not opposed to doing one-off shorter series and stuff, like an SMP or a, you know, maybe even a modded thing. Oh, no! Okay. I was so close. But this is my home. This world is my real world. Oh my gosh. I gotta... This parkour is way too easy for me to be failing it this many times. All right. Pure focus. Excellent. I wasted so much time in Minecraft. I still don't have a forever world. I mean, like the best thing about Minecraft is that everyone can play it exactly however they want to, right? So like that's right, a server hopper. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's just, you know, for me, it's like I want to be constantly working on something and making like the one thing better and cooler and just adding more stuff. And like, you know, if I want the survival Minecraft experience from scratch, I can just like drop all my gear somewhere and go off in the distance and do that, you know? But you know, I will every once in a while start like a hardcore world with a friend or something, or, you know, do creative stuff. Okay, so let's try. Smite. I don't want Smite. I definitely don't want Smite. So we're gonna do this and then launch. Yeah, launch. We got it. We got it. And knockback 2. Amazing. Amazing. That's so exciting. We did it. Wow. And with 2 levels to spare. Amazing. Fun. Oh, and I fell down here. Oh, and I've ruined the illusion of this bottomless pit. It's not that bottomless of a pit. Oh, I'm so pleased that that happened. And didn't take a million tries. Okay. I feel like it's still a little bright in here. I'm just gonna do this again. Oh, and we could see the new zombie camels. Most exciting thing they've added ever. You know, I try not to be a hater about Minecraft updates, because like the fact that we get Minecraft updates, oh, some spoilers. The fact that we get Minecraft updates at all is amazing. But like Mounts of Mayhem, I have no interest in. You know, sure, Spear is cool. I'm excited to play around with it, especially now that I have lunge. Let's try it. So how do I do it? Do I... Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so you just... That's pretty fun. I mean, I'm here for that. Can I do this and then lunge? Oh no. So this is like jousting mode. Like flying or riding a horse mode, probably. And then like if I'm actually attacking, boom, lunge. Now, the achievement that I'm trying to get, do I need to lunge into mobs? Hit 5 mobs in the same charge attack using the spear. What's a charge attack? Like, is this a charge attack? Or is this a charge attack? You know? I actually don't know. Okay, so let's take this shortcut out of the steampunk laboratory here. which leads through our snow pile and back out to our castle terrace. I love that. Let me clean up my dripstone. You know, you got to do your chores. Cool. So I can definitely get rid of this. Oh, that was my grindstone. I think I have extras in my quick restock chest. Speaking of which, I'll quickly restock. Okay, so now I need to get all the other books and stuff, which I literally just dumped all my books in here. Do I have leather? I can make some books. I have leather. I have sugar cane. All right, I'll just make some books. Perfect. So these are my villagers down here. This is my little villager trading hall. Like I was saying, this is... I basically built this villager trading hall within a couple months of this world. And this world I've had for like 6 years. So this was one of the first things I did because I was like, oh, villagers are amazing. I need to do all of the villagers to get all of the books. And originally this room was like, you know, went to about here. Eventually I just like fully tripled or doubled or tripled the capacity. I've got like every book here that you can imagine pretty much. Hey, good evening. Welcome. Nice to see you. Yeah, so we're enchanting our new netherite spear, and by the grace of the Minecraft RNG, we managed to get Lunge 3 on here from an enchantment table. So very excited about that. So now I'm going to put a million other things on it. We definitely need Unbreaking, which I can get for 39 emeralds. I probably have some books here that I might be able to use, actually. Looting 3, nice. Okay, we got that one. Not efficiency. Man, this is a weird book. We need sharpness 5. Oh, fire aspect? What is fire aspect? Does it go up to 2 or 3? Oh, it does go up to 2. Okay, so we could use this one. That should work. And then, so we need Unbreaking, we need Mending. I'll just buy Mending. I have a Mending guy somewhere. There he is. 20. I'll take it. The server I'm playing on doesn't support spears yet. We got copper golems like a week ago. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's exciting. I mean, exciting that you finally got copper golems, but also, yeah, crazy. I can imagine that you are very excited to get spears. I'm like curious. So we got Lunge now. Yeah, so I can do this. And then there's also this thing. And I'm kind of excited to like ride a horse around. I'm also trying to get the achievement that's like hit 5 mobs at once. And I don't know if it's with this attack or with this thing. It's probably with this. I'll just try both. But I'm not sure what mobs will do. So we got Unbreaking, we got Mending, we got Fire Aspect, we got Looting, we need Sharpness. Knockback. Does Knockback go up to 3? Or is that a 2 as well? Okay, that's a 2 as well. So that's perfect. We actually already have that. So all we need is Sharpness 5. I have a Sharpness person right here. If I recall, this one's really expensive too. 64! That's insane. I'm getting scammed by these guys. Are there any spear exclusive enchants yet? Yeah, so that's the one that... So Lunge is a spear exclusive, and it means that when you left click with it, you like charge forward like that. And there's a little bit of a cooldown. And apparently the cooldown is different based on the type of material. So like if you do a weaker spear, you have like faster cooldown, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I just got very lucky. I did not have to breed a villager up for that enchant. I took this thing to an enchanting table, and after a few tries and a few times getting like back up to 30 levels. I managed to get it. So yeah, now we got looting, we got unbreaking, we'll put fire aspect on there. The protection should just go away. We have mending, we have sharpness. And I think that's all of them. Let me just double check. Sharpness, looting, knockback, fire aspect, lunge, and breaking, mending. Yeah, that should be everything. Now, the question is, what should we name this thing? Because all my tools used to just be called, like, malevolent whatever, because I was just ripping off RuneScape. But since I started making the shorts and stuff, I've gotten way tackier with them. And so now we have, like, the stab scribe, and the click axe, and the cleave a comment. So, I don't know. Does the spear get a corny name, or does it get a normal name? Like, we still have gilded malevolent pickaxe for the fortune pick, and malevolent spoon for the shovel, and elder short bow, of course. So maybe we do, like, a cool name. I don't know. What are good spear names? Greek-themed name. Interesting. Oh, true. And all of my horses are all Greek-themed names as well. And I expect that I'll mostly be, like, using the spear on horseback. So, what's a good, like, Greek spear name? You know, the spear of Athena or something. I don't know. Athena was always my favorite Greek god. She was just so badass. That said, the Roman, she's what, Minerva in Roman? Minerva is not the coolest sounding name, in my opinion, for a god. Minerva. I am back here again. I'm back at the, I said I wasn't going to come back to the Guardian farm because I didn't want to have to come back to, like, just get more levels for trying the enchanting table again. But now that I need to combine all the books, I'm going to need the experience because it costs so many freaking levels to combine these books. All right, so we'll do unbreaking and mending. We can save a few levels. I don't know if you've ever tried to learn the, like, anvil experience cost system, but it is the stupidest, most nonsensical system imaginable. Like, the fact that two books that are the same book can have different enchantment costs based on which order you put them into the thing is just ridiculous. Mojang, fix this. Change this. Frankly, just get rid of the absurd costs in general. Like, it also gets progressively more and more expensive to enchant more things. So you have to, like, do it in a tree-like structure where you combine things into pairs and then combine them and then combine them and do that just to reduce the enchantment cost. No normal person, no sensible person, let's say, is going to try to learn that. It's just stupid. It's just not worth it. That being said, I'm insane. So, okay, we'll do this one. We'll do these. And then we'll do this. 15. This is why I had to come here. And really, we should name it here too, because I think if I don't name it now and then I try to name it later, it'll cost like 25 levels to name it. I could be wrong about that, but I'm not sure. Ghast jousting. Oh man, ghast jousting. True, you could joust from a happy ghast? That's really funny. Minerva's about its name. Okay, all right. I think there was like a nursery rhyme or something that I like learned when I was a kid about someone named Minerva who like fell down, like went down the drain of the tub or something. I don't know, some weird nursery rhyme. That was a deep memory. And yes, this is a Guardian farm. Okay, someone's building one close to your base and you had no idea what it was. That's really funny. Yeah, this is a Guardian farm. In Bedrock, they're not too bad. You don't have to like fully excavate the thing, which is nice. But okay, what do we want to name this thing? I could continue the... I mean... Does Athena have a spear? Is Spear of Athena a thing? It is an Assassin's Creed. All right. Well, for now we'll do Spear of Athena because Athena's cool. And I reserve the right to change my mind and name something else. Look at all this enchant. That's crazy. Oh, the protection 4 is going away. Too bad you can't put protection on your spear. Lunge 3, sharpness 5, looting 3, unbreaking 3, fire aspect 2, knockback 2, and mending. Boom. A literal god spear. I love that. Okay, I think I want to get on a horse. I want to get on a horse and ride this around and joust. Let me just wait for the farm to fully shut off. And this is perfect. Yeah, like I said, my horses are all named after like Greek gods as well. So that'll be perfect. And those are the last few experience orbs. Excellent. All right, back to the base. This will be good because I get to take out the horses, which I do very rarely. I want my I want my world to be more horse accessible. Because it looks like so much fun seeing like, oh god, load, please. It looks like fun watching the hermits go around and do stuff on horseback. That said, like, you know, in a single player world, technically a multiplayer realm, but basically a single player world, you know, it's like taking horse from place to place is a little bit less exciting. All right, we're going down to the horses now. Let me put away my minerals while the castle loads. All right. Pop this stuff in here. Restock. And then we're heading down to the horses. Elytra in the nether and the chunks not loading is a top 10 anxiety moment. That is so true. I'm like, surely I'm just going to end up in lava. Flailing around. Okay, so here are my horses. Does the lighting seem fine? Yeah, hopefully. Here are my horses. We've got Moros, the balanced horse. Pretty good speed, pretty good jumper. We've got Mulemus, our mule, who has some storage, which is nice. We've got Thanatos, the fastest one, I guess, and then Hypnos, the jumper. And if you know anything about Greek mythology, you know that Thanatos, Hypnos, and Moros are all the children of Erebus and Nyx. So these are their parents. There's some, I don't know who that is. And then I think there is, I like looked this all up as I was doing this. There's also like, I think it's like Momus or something. I forget the name now, but it's like the god of like tricks or like pranks. And so that being the mule, I thought was pretty funny. Thanatos, yeah, death and sleep. Death, sleep, and something else. I forget what. But we can take out our horse. I guess it looks like the sun's going down. Yeah, so I'm gonna sleep in my little shack in the courtyard here. All right, let's take out a horse. Let's take Moros. Moros is generally my go-to because the balance is nice. Oh, what? The controls feel different. Did they change? Oh no, is this because it's the mounts update? Have they changed the way that horses handle? This feels weird. It feels totally different than I'm used to. Interesting. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this change. I guess I'll try to get used to it. So we can take this guy out through this tunnel. Really gotta watch your head. But then I can drop down the waterfall here, which is not quite as nice of a animation from the inside, unfortunately. Horses float in the water now. Can I just go out here then? They don't immediately snap to where you look. They don't sink and die. That's nice. Yeah, definitely the handling feels different. All right, here we go. Our waterfall cave has opened up here. You can see the waterfall split to let us out, which is always really fun. And here we are in the overworld. So I can joust. Okay, okay, wait. Don't despawn. Oh no, I can't attack a horse with a horse. That would be too cruel. So now if I can like put this down, right, and then joust with it. Okay, we're going for it. Oh, that was pretty good. Is that a chicken? Oh man, wow. They die before you even know what they did. Oh, this is crazy. And then can I lunge? Okay, you can't lunge while you're on the horse. I guess that makes sense. So I need to try and get 5 mobs. I need to get 5 mobs and get all of them at once. Don't go anywhere. Give me some seeds. Or wait, no, they want wheat, right? I don't know if I have any wheat. Okay, I need to get 5 mobs at once. How am I going to do this? I could lead a bunch of mobs. All right, I'm going to go get some leads real quick. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to lead a bunch of mobs, tie them to a fence post or something, and then try and lunge into them all at once. I'm back at my little horse area because I have a chest full of leads. All right, we'll go out the door. I also, maybe I'll show this. I have a secret special horse back here. Mystery. Intrigue. All right, where's Moros? Moros. Yeah, there you are. Okay, so can I lead stuff from horseback too? Oh my God, that's so funny. All of the wool from taking down the giant SpongeBob statue is just still here. I apparently haven't come out here and let it despawn for like months. Wait, that's so funny. That's crazy, actually. Okay, pigs. Hi, pigs. Okay, I gotta go a little bit slower, apparently. All right, we got 2 pigs. My lead broke. Probably I'm making this harder for myself by doing it from horseback. Can we get a chicken? There it is. Chicken, come here. Come here, chicken. Okay. Oh, it's raining. Okay, we're gonna basically try to do it here. So I'm gonna put a little fence down. And I'll use bamboo just because I have a bamboo farm, so I have basically infinite bamboo wood. So I'm just going to put a little fence right here, and like this is going to be the spot, okay, where we try to get 5 or more mobs all tethered to that thing. And if they're leaded, they won't despawn, hopefully. But this rain is no good. Okay, I need to be careful not to also accidentally kill Moros. Let me also lead Moros and just put you right here. Nicely out of the way. Because maybe trying to do... Actually, you know what I should maybe do is like lead them to something that's like a little bit up in the air. Because then maybe they'll be like consolidated a little bit more in the center. Let's see. Can I grab this? Man, I love that they changed these like this. Okay, so if I do that, they're all right there. That's perfect. So if I can get a few more mobs... If I can get a few more mobs, then hopefully I can put them all there. Hopefully those guys won't despawn because they're leaded. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's how it works. I'm just like assuming that if they're leaded, they're persistent. I guess we'll find out. I also don't want it to be raining. I don't want to kill horses either. But all that's spawning are horses. And that's because I have... Oh, there's a cow. Okay, good. I do have like a little population cap thing in there, which includes cows. So like even friendly mobs probably don't spawn as much around here as they might otherwise. But let's bring this cow over here. I'm going to sleep as soon as I possibly can. I'm sorry about the rain. Hopefully the quality isn't too horrendous in the stream. Okay, yeah, they're still there, which is good. And then can I do that? Nice. Okay, so we've got a cow, 2 pigs, and a chicken. Let's try and grab a few more things. We'll go past our... oh, the SpongeBob wool pile is shrinking. Man, really the end of an era there, vanishing... Its final traces vanishing before our very eyes. Okay, perfect. More mobs. So I'm going to grab all of these so that hopefully I have a little bit of margin for error here. And then the question is a charge attack, is that the thing where you're holding it down or the thing where you lunge into it? What? All my leads just broke? That's... Wait, was I going too fast? Or can they didn't want to come up this 1 block high thing? That's stupid. I do like that they made the leads more resilient to breaking. I still don't fully understand how they work though. Okay, we're going to tie these guys up here. I'm going to wait till the rain goes away. Okay, great. All right, I should be able to sleep in a few minutes. But not quite yet. So, meanwhile, I'm going to look up, like, what is the charge attack thing? Wait, what? Okay, a charge attack... Okay, yeah, so charge attack is the one where you hold it down like this to charge it up, basically. And this is the one that does more damage the faster you're going. Can I sleep yet? No. So I think I'm going to try to get on my horse and charge at all these guys. Any second now, I should be able to sleep. I swear it rains way too much. Like, I sleep through every night. Why is it raining like every other day? It's crazy. I don't want it to rain that much. Okay. Let me take this lead off of here. I'm going to get on my horse. Oh, I can't take off my helmet. Okay, I want to take off this stuff so we can see my face. Okay. There's a thumbnail. Yeah, so what I'm going to do basically... Oh, there's skeleton. Let me take care of that. I don't want this guy ruining my day. Snap. Okay. All right. So... it's time to achieve something. We're going to lunge, or we're going to use our new spear, our new fully enchanted Spear of Athena, to charge into these helpless, poor little friends here, who I've leaded up perfectly so that they're all in a little clump. And with any luck, this will mean that I'll get the achievement for hitting 5 mobs at once. All right, so we're backing up. And I'm going to put down my spear, and then I'm going to go. Did it get 5? Maybe it can only hit 5? I hope that means I got the achievement. The thing about Bedrock Edition also is that it doesn't show you that you got the achievement right away, which is also kind of annoying. So, hit 5 mobs in the same charge attack using the spear. Did I get it? I'm going to set this one in progress so that it stays up at the top. But I don't know if I got it or not. And that's kind of the, like, because it's all tied to Xbox, it's not always immediately obvious if you got the achievement. So hopefully I did, and it will pop up in like a second. Maybe I have to check the, like, Xbox achievement. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I got the... Once I opened the Xbox overlay, I got it. Okay, yeah, so... Hopefully now... Damn, man, they keep changing all this stuff. Is it in... Zoology? Combat? Other? Okay, other. Yeah, mob kebab. Hit 5 mobs in the same charge attack using the spear. Done. And I get a reward? Amazing. I'm going to collect my reward. My gold Victor's gauntlets. I don't think I want to wear those, though. I kind of like my current gloves. But there, that was pretty good. And you all get the reward of your freedom for surviving that initial wave. So I want to grab my other horse just to play around with it because I think it'd be funny. Because my other horse is a little bit ridiculous, and you'll see why in a second. But let's take Moros back. All right, Moros, here we go. No, I can't. I just said that those guys got their freedom. I can't just kill them immediately just for fun. All right, how's Moros jumping? The horses feel so slow now. I don't know if the handling feels way slower and like less responsive. I don't love it. Ah! Oh, I missed. Lucky you, chicken. I missed. There are a lot of other horses around here, though. Okay, pig. It's ridiculous. Okay, so Moros, you're going to go back in your little pen. And then we're going to get the secret horse. All right. Moros back in Moros's pen. Wonderful. And this is one of my secrets, one of my many secrets. Back here, you can see a little bit of redstone ore, which is indicating that there might be something a little bit secret back here. And so if I get my special item, my special magical key item that I use in a few places, you can see here we have that music was not correct. And neither is this. All right, you can see here we have my secret horse, Hybris. And Hybris is a little bit of a freak of nature. And that's because Hybris was born during a very special time in Bedrock Edition where splashing horses with speed potions and then breeding them resulted in their children having the combined speed, having like the average speed between the potion boosted parents. So Hybris here is the child of an exploit a little bit, but that means, unless they've nerfed it in this update or something, that Hybris can really zoom around. Oh, that was close. That was so close. I mean, look at this. Ha-ha! No other horses when Hybris is around. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Ha-ha! Can you not hit these guys? Man. There we go. Okay, this is pretty fun, actually. It's so stupid. Okay, yeah, I think I need to make a jousting thing and have like, and like, I'll challenge my friends or whatever, but then I'll just bring out the glitched horse that it can go way too fast. Just one shot them. Okay, yeah, this is fun, but I'm just, I don't need to just be causing wanton destruction. We can put Hybris back. It is funny though. I need to be very careful not to drive this very precious horse into that ravine though. So yeah, Hybris is my fastest horse. A little bit of a portmanteau or whatever they say of like hybrid and hubris, because there's also, I think, a Greek god or something called like, maybe it is just hubris. I don't know, something like that. So it all kind of fits together, but I forget the details because it was a while ago. And there you go, back into your secret spot, Hybris. No one will know. Well, that's pretty good. We achieved something. We got an achievement, which is fun. The dithering thing is kind of disorienting too. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, the other thing, I guess, the reason I showed this at the very beginning of the stream, but the reason that we have a resin farm in the industrial area now is because I finished my brick box. The latest of my boxes to join the shulker box based storage system. We've got all of this resin, and I actually needed to get like 5 stacks each of all of these to fully populate the storage system in the end. And so took a fair amount of standing around while the creaking was getting hit, but we did it. And now this box is done and it's on to the next one. And I don't know what the next one will be. And maybe that's an interesting question. Let's go to the end. Though I guess actually before we do that, yeah, before we go to the end, I want to show something that I haven't shown on stream yet. And don't tell anybody, but it's because I'm going to be going away for the holidays and I need to have enough content for shorts. But yeah, so here we are at the large staircase wall, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'll get my spear out of the way, I guess. I want to build a lighthouse here. I've talked about this before. I want to build a lighthouse here. I still haven't cracked the code of what the style of this thing should look like, because I want it to fit in with the castle, but also not just look like another one of those spires, you know? So I don't know. I got to figure that out. I'm going to sleep through the night real quick. But there's a lot that I want to do over here. Including my squid farm over there. I want to make into like an industrial style oil rig that kind of fits the industrial area aesthetic. I also would love to turn this lighthouse thing. This was supposed to be a mob head farm, but it doesn't really work right at the moment. The idea is you get like a charged creeper in here using the lightning rod. It just doesn't really work right. But this is a view of the castle and a way of entering the castle that I haven't really done much on stream. I think what I have shown is this little mini game thing. And the idea is that this is like the invading piglins. And we do have a trident in there, so this actually might work. Do we have... But we don't have any flint and steels in here, so it's not going to work. It's not going to spawn piglins. I'll have to fix that. Also, isn't it supposed to be dark in here? Man, the lighting glitch is so annoying. I want to make sure the lighting is correct before I show anything cool off. Come on now. Come on. Why is this taking so long? Okay. Yeah, all right. I think the lighting's fixed. Okay, so just give it a second for the castle to load in. So just the music is not hitting right now. Okay, so this is the back wall of this whole castle area. And I haven't shown this off too much, but we have our watchers on the wall here, who are all of our zombies with their armor and stuff. Very loud siren just went by. But this is also, this little bridge here is also a basalt farm. So I can come out here and mine all this basalt. And then I can repair the bridge by pushing this button, which is pretty fun. Right? So that's kind of cool. But then it's like, how do you actually get into the castle from here? And that is where you encounter. When you try to come in to the castle from this back area, you encounter the hedge maze. I need ominous. The music is wrong. I need, what do they call this? All right, here we go. All right. Yeah, so when you try to come into the castle through the back wall here, the first thing you're greeted with is a hedge maze. And you can see that we have Frumpus, one of the guards of the hedge maze, patrolling. Oh, it's a dead end. And so when you're trying to get into my castle area, you have to avoid the iron golems, who aren't actually... Oh, another dead end. They're not actually very threatening. But they do give you a good jump scare every once in a while. And it's like, wait a minute. Have I explored this whole hedge maze? What is this? Oh! Oh, man, it's out of arrows. There we go. Look at that. When you come here, you start getting shot by arrows and a wall closes behind you to just kill you. So that's fun. That's a little bit of a trap there. Unfortunately, I think this thing is kind of bugged. It's supposed to go back. I'll have to fix this. I think, yeah, I don't know. This is redstone I made a really long time ago. It definitely, I'm sure it doesn't work right. But I'll have to fix that. But basically, you know, when you're trying to get in here, you come across this area, and if you open one of these barrels, it just traps you in here and shoots you with a bunch of arrows, which I think is pretty funny. But so you might be wondering, like, well, wait, what's the trick? How do you get through? And well, I got a little sneaky with it. And what you have to do, excuse me, what you have to do is actually open this barrel. And if you open this barrel, it doesn't trap you in and shoot you with arrows. What it does is open up another pathway of the hedge maze. And from here, you can continue deeper into the maze. And so let's see, let's keep going. Here we are traversing this maze. Oh, that's a dead end, I guess. I'm totally lost. Oh, wait, is that Frumpus again? No, that's Brumpus, his brother. And if you go in here, you can keep traversing the maze. This is not the way out. This is not meant to be the main way out, but I do think that I want to do something here because this leads into an interesting network of caves that kind of goes up and connects over to like the wall at the top and stuff. So I was thinking about having this be like a way into like the, I don't know, the fortifications somehow, like some kind of fortress where all of the guards who patrol the wall like maybe live. I'm not entirely sure. But you can imagine that this is another dead end for the purposes of me showing off this hedge maze here. But so let's see, let's keep going. Oh, another dead end. Oh no, I'm totally lost in this maze. Now this is my favorite part of the whole maze. And as we're going through, you may see why. So we go around here. The sheep is not allowed to be here. In fact, you ruined my, okay, the grass will spread. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Well, the sheep ruined my whole thing. Okay, we're gonna just pretend that the sheep didn't ruin anything. And I'm gonna fly out of here. Okay. Yes, so here we are in the hedge maze. All right, and there's Brumpus. Excellent. We can imagine that sheep was never there, and we never ran into that problem. So, yeah, so let's see. We're trying to find our way in. And this is my favorite part. Don't look. I can't believe I waited this long to show off the hedge maze, and I immediately broke it, the whole thing. Anyway, if we come this way, this is my favorite part of the whole maze, and you'll see why. So if we go around here, we can go around this way, and we can keep going around this way, and we can keep going around this way, and this feels something, okay, yeah, all right, we finally made it out. That was a lot of build up for not much, but I do love that little thing, like kind of inspired by the game Antichamber, which has all of these like non-Euclidean spaces. And one of the things in that game that happens a couple times is you like enter an area, go around, and then around and around and around way more than you should be able to go around. So let's try that again. Let's leave. Also, this grass is actually driving me insane. It's ruining my whole vibe. It's supposed to be grass. Don't look at any of that stuff down there. All right, yeah, so we can leave this area. And yeah, okay, you just walk right out. Okay, perfect. Right, around here, that's the thing we were looking at before. This is another dead end. But when we're trying to go through this way, you go take a left and then take a right and then take a right, then take a right, and then take a right, and then take a right, and then I guess you take a right, and then you take a right, and then you take a right, and then you take a right. Oh, and then you take a left and a left. I think that's really fun. And it leads to this area, which I'm not going to say too much about, but we can pop in here real quick and check it out. Because this is one of my favorite places in this entire world. And if I throw my crystal in here, look at that. We get a wish of the will-o-wisp. So I'll make a wish. And I'll throw it in. And there it is. We get our item back. And hopefully, our wish will come true as well. I absolutely love this. I love this place. And believe it or not, there's a bit more to it. But we're not going in there right now. That's for sure. And a nice little well out here, because why not? I needed to fill some space, so I put a well there. But we're still in this hedge maze? We gotta get out of here. So I guess this is the way that I haven't gone. Oh, there's Brumpus again. Is this finally the way out? And yes, at long last, we make it out of the hedge maze into the part of the courtyard that you're probably more familiar with. But there is one other little secret thing here, which I think is pretty fun, so I'm going to show it. Which is, if you go... Actually, before we do that, one time, because my villagers are right here, before they made the change to how raids started, you know, originally, now they have ominous potions and stuff. But before, it was just like, if you had the bad omen effect and came to a village, a raid would start. And there was, for a while, there was a bug that was causing the bad omen effect to still be applied, but basically be invisible. And so, you know, I was always very careful to never come here when I had bad omen, but a couple times it did happen, usually unintentionally, and sometimes because of a bug. And so I've had a couple of raids that I had to fight around this area. But one thing that's pretty cool is when a couple of the times that there were raids here, let me just go up to the top so we can actually see a little bit better. So from up here, yeah, so when there used to be raids here, you know, sometimes the raiders would come from out there or whatever. Sometimes they would come from over that side. But some of them would try to come through the hedge maze. And my gosh, did my golems do an incredible job of defending this place. But these victories and their victorious defense of this kingdom was not entirely without losses. And we did lose one of the golems during one of the raids. But by golly, not a single raider made it to our kingdom. And for that reason, we will always honor Grumpus, hero of the hedge. Moment of silence for Grumpus. So we've got that tribute to Grumpus there. Grumpus was replaced by Brumpus afterwards. This is our little sniffer hole. where we got some sniffers just sniffing around. Whenever I need sniffer seeds, which I never need because they're kind of useless, I can come in here and there's probably some seeds on the ground. But one last thing to show. If we go back into the hedge maze and come around this way. Oh, there's Brumpus. There's one more little secret, which is, again, towards the place of the endless spinning. If I actually just stand right here for a few seconds. I'm not standing it. Oh, there. I missed it. That's so annoying. Wow. I've really actually done such a bad job. I've really buried the lead and really made each of these reveals as anticlimactic as possible. So let's try this again. If you come over here and stand right here after just a few seconds, look at that. A secret entrance opens up and leads into an eerie cave. And where does this lead? To the Forbidden Grove. Very inspired by the Lord of the Rings, the little pool, the Forbidden Grove pond pool place that that Gollum goes, where he's like, got him, fishies, all that stuff. That's here. You can see one of the roots of our giant, we're under the giant tree here, and one of the roots perfectly separates us, though you can climb through the roots to get to the main part of the courtyard. So that's another way to get here. But this is a pretty cool little spot. It's just very atmospheric. I love the mud. Like, the fact that they added mud made this so much better. And then we have this nice little pool, and if I come stand right here, I can grab a fishing rod out of my chest here, and I can fish right here like that, in theory. And there it is. And then all of the drops from the fishing go into this barrel right here automatically. So this is my little, not AFK, but it's like my little semi-AFK, semi-automatic, I guess semi-automatic fish farm is more accurate. And so there's a few things we get there. Obviously, like, we could get any enchanted books and stuff, but name tags are probably the most valuable thing we actually get from there. And lily pads. Lily pads are pretty good. So yeah, and then you can come around here and actually climb up. There's a couple different ways out of here. You can climb up this way and take the elevator up to the ruined wing. Not much going on here. Or you can, I want to put the fishing rod back because I didn't mean to take it. So I'll put the fishing rod back in here because there's one other way out of here. This whole area is like hyper connected, which I really like. I want to do more of that. But if we come around back here behind the waterfall, we can actually squeeze through here. And if we go through this little tunnel, we come out into the castle, into the library. Amazing. We can jump right up to the next floor like that. There's all sorts of different ways to get around here. Oh, but you can't get back there. I don't know what that's all about. Secrets for another day, I suppose. And here we are back up in the main hall. Wonderful. And yeah, I think that is probably going to do it. I was thinking about going back to the spaceship and looking at the boxes, but that's kind of boring. Who cares? So instead, I'm just going to walk down to the castle terrace. And as the sun rises over this beautiful kingdom, I'm going to say my farewells. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you had a nice time. I had a great time. We got a spear of Athena fully decked out with all of the enchantments. We got, I'm doing my outro. Guy. we got a spear decked out with all of the enchantments. We got the new achievement, which is great because now I again have no achievements to do on stream except for the horrible Ancient City ones. And, you know, that's pretty much it, I guess. But I still feel pretty good about what we achieved. I also took down that horrible tree that I had made in the backyard, which looked terrible. So on that note, thank you so much for joining me. I am Will Awake, of course. This is our Vanilla Survival Bedrock Edition realm. Thanks for joining. I hope you had a nice time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you next time. See ya!